Hey, how's it going, guys? MrBossFTW here, and in today's GTA video, we're going to be talking about some interesting updates to some GTA 6 details that we've been discussing over the last couple of days, including hearing from an ex-Rockstar employee giving us a best-case scenario for the release date of the game. We'll also update you on one of the characters and some of the posts they've been making recently, and a whole lot more. So let's start with that Rockstar X employee. This is actually posted the other day on the website dailystar.co.uk. I'll leave a link to the article in the description. It was posted by Dom Pepiet. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly. The title of the post was GTA 6 release date. Best case scenario is holiday 2021. Suggest ex-Rockstar employee. Now, what's weird about this is sort of the timing of the whole thing. If you remember last week, we kind of got a confirmation that GTA 6 was in development due to a tax report from Rockstar. And we kind of got some information that says they've been, getting tax benefits because they've been making these big time video games, which a lot of people would suspect one of those is Grand Theft Auto 6. And earlier this week, the article was posted on January 25th. So that was a couple of days ago. There was an equity research firm called Jefferies, and they hosted an expert call with industry veteran Darian Lowenstein. Again, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And some of the industry insiders' comments could give us some insight on when to expect Grand Theft Auto 6 to release. Now, Lowenstein has experience as a producer with many of gaming's biggest names. He says that he has enjoyed stints with Activision, EA, Rockstar, and Scopely. Now, I can't speak for Scopely, but I can say that Electronic Arts, Activision, and Rockstar, which is owned by Take-Two Interactive, is probably like the big three of video game publishers. So this guy has worked for some big-time producers. That's really cool. And one of the things he said from his talk was to not expect Grand Theft Auto 6 any time soon. He says, as a former Rockstar employee, Darian noted that the Hauser brothers place all their emphasis on game quality rather than hitting a deadline. He goes on to say his absolute best case scenario for a game release is holiday 2021, though he does not expect an announcement or trailer anytime soon. Going on to say, we've seen online rumors and have heard client speculation that a trailer could drop as early as next month. But Darian's take is that investors and gamers will have to wait longer. All right, so let's talk about everything that this former Rockstar employee has had to say on the subject. The first thing he starts is not to expect it anytime soon. Well, what does not anytime soon mean, and why shouldn't we expect it? Well, he says it's because the Hauser brothers, who we know are Dan and Sam Hauser, who are the head of Rockstar Games, said that they place their emphasis on game quality rather than hitting a deadline. And that is very obvious. It's obvious not only in the games we actually see come out. I mean, think of every Rockstar title ever produced. Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto 4, even the older games like Vice City and San Andreas. The quality on them is incredible. And the second part is almost every single one of those titles have been delayed. In fact, many of them have been delayed 2, sometimes even 3 times. So it's no shock that Rockstar, the Hauser brothers, have no problem delaying a game if it means achieving a higher quality in the title before it actually releases. Now, as far as when he predicts it will release, they say holiday 2021. So when the term holiday is thrown around, I always typically associate that with like the final 3 months of the year. That being like October, November, and December, leading up to like Christmas and the end of the new year, where people are buying each other gifts, they're settling down, they have more time to game. For a lot of the world, it's winter, which means they're going to be staying inside a whole lot more, not necessarily going out and doing things other than playing video games. So holiday 2021 to me is either October, November, or December 2021. And that kind of makes sense because you would expect by that point in time, the next generation systems would be out. The PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. Now, we don't know what Rockstar's plans are to release GTA 6, if they're going to release a version for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and release a version for PS5 and Xbox Series X, similarly to what they did with GTA 5, how it came out for the 360 and PS3, and then a year later for the current gen systems, or if they will only do it for PS5 and Xbox Series X. And so if that is the earliest best case scenario, you would kind of think that it would only be for the next generation systems, not for the ones we currently have. And he also does not expect an announcement or trailer anytime soon. Now, that's a little bit troubling given Rockstar's history of announcing GTA titles. Now, they usually do not piggyback off of anyone else's show or make a big time deal of the announcement. Like what they did with Red Dead Redemption 2, they just tweeted out a red photo of their logo. And that sort of got everything started. So Rockstar will do it on their own terms, but an announcement usually is 2 to 3 years before a game comes out. I mean, just look at Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 5. We got the announcement 2 years before the game came out. So if holiday 2021 is the predicted release, why wouldn't we see something soon? I could totally understand not seeing a trailer, but an announcement, that's a little bit less unlikely to me. Now, the other thing this ex-Rockstar employee talks about is investors. He says investors and gamers will have to wait a little bit longer. And this talk was mainly conducted with a view to advise speculative buyers of Take-Two Interactive stock whether to commit more shares into the company. Because obviously an announcement of GTA 6 would probably skyrocket the stock price of Take-Two Interactive. So there's a whole nother business side to this that is completely unrelated to any of the details of GTA 6. Keeping investors happy, buying stocks, shareholders, all that sort of stuff. And the last thing he says is long-term investors are holding Take-Two Interactive up until the announcement, and we can't argue that strategy. So I am personally not an investor in Take-Two Interactive stock, and that's certainly not my level of expertise to give you advice on how to invest your money, but that's a big part of it. And I'm sure it's a big part of when, how, and if we will see a big-time announcement for GTA 6. But at least according to this ex-Rockstar employee who has worked directly for the company, that's when he says it will be coming out. So again, I will leave a link to that article in the description. I think it's kind of interesting to hear what he has to say, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will find it pretty cool as well. Now, the last thing we're going to be discussing in this video today is some more details surrounding one of the supposed GTA 6 characters and a post that they ended up making the other day. This was coming from stuntman and actor Tim Neff, who posted this image on Instagram, but then mysteriously removed it just a couple of hours later when I think it started getting a lot of traction. And we're not going to go into Tim Neff's backstory here, but just know that he has been rumored to be one of the characters in GTA 6, and a couple of things have happened since this post came out. The first is that Tim Neff has privated his Instagram account, and I can imagine this might have to do with a lot of the attention he's been getting recently. And also, a lot of the comments on his post are not nice at all, or they're very harassing. So certainly if you follow Tim Neff on Instagram, do not harass him. Don't, constantly pester him with questions. I'm sure that there's things, number one, he can't talk about, or two, things he just doesn't know. And so I would imagine the reason he privated his account is because he probably got sick and tired of that. I highly doubt it came from any higher-ups as far as Rockstar Take-Two Interactive telling him to do that. Now, as far as removing the photo goes, that might be the case, but privating his Instagram account and other social media, I'm not sure. Maybe this is a way to just take some of the heat off of him right now, which he's kind of done in the past whenever he's been connected to Grand Theft Auto rumors, but that's sort of interesting. And another thing that players have been comparing this photo to was one of the opening scenes of GTA Vice City. They say it's very similar, like the guns they're holding. This is the scene where Tommy Vercetti and the deal he's supposed to do with Lance Vance in the helicopter goes horribly wrong, and those guys ambush them. A lot of people have been saying it looks like they're holding the same guns. That seems like a little bit of a stretch to me. A lot of people were saying maybe they're doing a Vice City remastered, or this would be one of the flashbacks you would see. That to me is way too much grasping at straws, but it's just something that people have been pointing out. But even still, I mentioned it in my video the other day, how many video games do you know have guns? Like a ton of them. So we can't really narrow it down to GTA, and I don't think we can narrow it down to Vice City in as far as this photograph goes either. But anyways, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below on everything we discussed in this video today. An ex-Rockstar employee talking about the release date, some updates to one of the supposed characters and their rumors that they've been sparking recently on social media. Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.